Hey everyone, this is Leo from Leo J's Gym, and today we're going to go over the last training session I'm going to have before I go compete in Battle for Sparta this very weekend. So we're just going to go through a couple of the events that I'm going to have at that contest, and we're first just going to start with some log press training. We're going to be doing a max log over at the contest, so we're just getting a nice warm-up in there of a couple of logs. We're not going to go super heavy. This video is recorded literally 6 days before the contest itself, so it's not very wise to go super heavy for it. So we're just doing a nice, warm up over here of about 190 pounds over on the log, just making sure that the form is feeling great, making sure that I'm feeling great, making sure that all my muscles are nice, that all my cues are feeling good. Let's get the hands onto the log, making sure that all the cues are in there, bring it up to my leg. Nice, solid, clean. Feeling great on the top. Now the idea is we're just going to work ourselves over here up to a nice single. Once again, not going super heavy onto it. I'm still going to wrap up. I'm still going to put on my equipment like I'm going to be at the contest to make sure that I'm nice, good, and feeling tight. Weights right now is working up over to a solid 200 pounds. Feeling great in the rack position. Easy. Didn't feel too rough on that side either. Moving the weight up just one more increment. We're just getting up over to 210 pounds, just working on one more single onto this weight increment. Solid approach, good tight feeling, nice grip onto the implement. The clean was feeling great. Oh, but this press is ugly. I didn't dip down like I was supposed to, like I did in the earlier ones, and because I felt that the form was a little bit off, you can see me shaking my head in disappointment there, I decided to just keep the weight what it was and just try it one more time, because I'm like, I know I have better form than that. One final attempt at 210 once again. Clean felt just as good. Much better on the press. And from there, we'll just work over onto the second event. Again, I don't want to tire myself out too much. I don't want to strain myself too much right in the contest week. For the second event, we're going to start working on an Atlas stone run. So I was just going to work to myself to a nice, light 200-pound stone onto this run. And from that, I wanted to kind of go from like 170, 180, 190, 200 onto the stone run. Except when I was arranging all the stones over here, I kind of realized that this gym does not have a 190-pound stone, so I kind of decided that I'm just going to go with the 160, 170, 180, and then make that 20-pound jump over to the 200-pound stone from there. Not the ideal that I thought that I kind of wanted with the setup, but again, this is just working on the form more than anything. Now, I did get the tacky towel out for this one, as we're not allowed to use tacky itself at the contest itself, so tacky towel it is. And I'm going to shove it over into my pocket to make sure I can re-tacky myself up during the contest itself. First stone up, lapped it up easy, felt pretty great on the way up. Second stone feeling great. Third stone had a bit of struggle that was on it, but that was alright. And it's at this point I figured you may want to re-tacky yourself up with a towel just to make sure you're getting a nice good grip that's on there. And the 200-pound stone honestly felt easier than the 190. Alright, the last event that we're going to be setting up over here is going to be for the truck pull. Now, it's not like I have a truck that I could borrow, so the idea instead is to just take a sled. And with the sled, we can do a couple of things here, like just tie a 50-foot rope onto it with a knot. I wasn't a Boy Scout, so my knots are not that great, but it doesn't really matter too much because we're just going to weigh down the knot itself with a bunch of plates. And we'll carry the rope all the way over to a tire that I did already manage to get out. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be sitting in a tire or a weighted sled, but what we have over here is a tire that we're going to use. Now, the big important thing about the truck pull and even the sled pull itself is that nice consistency. Get a nice handover onto the rope, pull the rope towards myself, and then pull the entire implement using my legs. Most of this is going to be legs. You see, that's why I'm dipping my legs in, keeping it forward, pushing it back, kind of like a nice heavy rowing motion, and just keep it going the entire time non-stop. Gotta say that sled push felt pretty good, actually. The little arm over arm action that was over there. So I figured we're just going to add one more plate over onto it, just get another pull that's on there, and that's going to call it for the session. The real pain in the ass part, though, about the sled implement is having to reset this thing by sliding it all the way back. But, you know, call it like a nice superset that's on it. You pull the whole thing, and then you got to push the entire thing back over to the starting position. And just getting ready for one more truck pull just for good measure. Pull the slack out of the rope before you actually get the starting command. And same thing, we want to get a nice consistent motion that's on there, arm over arm, getting it over onto the rope, pulling with the legs. Just really get a lot of leg pressing onto this motion that's over here. I can't let myself stop onto it too, because once the truck stops moving itself, then you're going to have a lot harder of a time to actually pull it. So it's kind of a big momentum shift that's on there. And that's going to finish the entire truck pull session there and the Strongman Sunday of mine that I was having here. So once again, just wanted to make sure it was feeling good, nice light session, and I'm going to be bringing this action to the contest this very Saturday. See you guys there.